Alrighty, folks. It is time for a Let's Talk. It's been a long time since I had one. Mostly, this is just going to be about mostly a game that I'm looking forward to. I was going to do another Let's Talk about War Thunder Infantry, but I'm actually holding off on that because we need to see more. We need to see what they're going to do with it so I can actually have opinions and everything else. Just watching a dev server plus, content creators actually playing the game for its first technically testing with public players. But as far as that goes, we'll have to wait on that. So the game that I'm going to be introducing today will be WarDogs. So unfortunately for the trailer, we're going to have to watch it without sound because of copyright. And unfortunately, I gotta put this on YouTube. So, it's still going to Rumble. It's going to be Rumble still my main. YouTube is, I guess, a secondary thing to get the news out there. But let's get to it. We're going to watch some of the videos, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay? Now I'll talk on this one because, like I said, I had to turn the sound off because of the copyright music. They were playing House of the Rising Sun, which wasn't really a bad song. It's actually a good song. So, as you can see here, this game is made by multiple features of different games, and we will also talk about that as well. So, it's hard to explain what type of game it is, but one thing you do understand is that you have three teams, or basically three factions of PMCs, and you're going to be fighting over a King of a Hill area. So just understand that this is going to be a lot different than what you usually play, because this game has like so many features from different games, and not just it's not to steal it or try to kill games that already exist. The developers has already said that they don't want to. The purpose of this game is not to kill Battlefield or anything like that, or any game that it has very close ties to. It's a game of itself, basically. So, when it comes to, the FPS world, this is going to be a pretty big world, they mentioned. We're going to be fighting in I think they said, actually, I think they'll say it in a video that we will show later. And as you can see, it looks pretty fun. About jets, I will say this right now. They did say that they're trying to see if they can get jets to work in the game, but it seems to be a little bit harder than usual. So, that is the trailer. If you guys want to watch it, I'll just leave a link to it. Basically, you could just go to Bulkhead and actually see their progress, because they've done an amazing job so far. So the reason why I'm getting hyped over this game is mostly for two reasons, and I will put these two reasons in videos, and they're going to be silent videos. They're going to be the games that I think these games are making me hyped for, that they have features of these said games that I am very hyped for in the past, that I actually enjoyed playing in the past. So, until the next video, check you in. Let's go ahead and play those.
Deep within the U.S. Army exists an elite force deployed for precise tactical operations. These are the men. Who are totally not the guys I was just talking about.
I know what I'm doing. This is a shortcut. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. If I had a penny for every time you said that, I wouldn't be needing this gold. Hey, welcome to the sandbox. You smell very clean.
The Army's launching an offensive, and we're going to be the first ones to go in.
Haven't they got guys specially trained for that?
Well, we're going in before them. They're too expensive to wait.
Lay down your arms, or we will take you by force. Yeah? Says you and what army? What? I just always wanted to say that. Why? Sounds cool. I'm not sure that this is happening for the right reasons. Gold sweets, 24 carats. What kind of motivation do you need?
The U.S. assault is coming this way. If they catch up with us, we're never going to be able to get that gold.
We need to get out of here. No shit, you want me to make a plan for you?
Is this your idea of fun, Haggard?
Well, yeah.
APC's on the move. Hold your fire. Clear to engage. Pushing up. Vehicle taking fire. We're gonna fly. Taking the objective.
Other guy too. I'll be going after him too. He knows he like.
The enemy is taking aim.
Man down! I need a medic! Changing ammo!
So, I hope you enjoyed the two videos of the two games that I think this game makes me very hyped for. Because this game reminds me of those games that I used to play in the past. And they were very fun games back in the day. Now, let's get back to the nitty-gritty. Now, this one's going to have sound because there's no copyright music running. And please, for the love of God, Bulkhead, don't put any copyright music with your with the way when you're talking to everybody, because we can't share stuff when you do, because YouTube is a bunch of ChildTube, because they hate adult stuff. They hate a lot of adult stuff. They hate guns. They hate everything, actually. But anyway, let's get to it. I will say this: when I played Mag was like my so-called favorite. Not overall games, but it was one of my favorites, along with Bad Company 1 and 2. And Mag came out right at the same time as Bad Company 2, and it was amazing. It was a good time. I loved it. But when I played Mag, and I'm probably going to be doing the same thing with this game, I'm going to pick a team, and I'm going to be loyal to that team. I'm not going to leave it. When I played Mag, I was loyal to Valor, which was the name of that PMC. Well, over here, I'm going to be blue team. It's the name Lone Star, and it's going to have Western equipment. So each PMC is going to have different equipment. The red team is going to be Soviet based. Kind of reminds me of Sever, which was also in Mag. They were also Soviet based. And then in Mag, you had the European power called Raven. European PMC that was called Raven. And in this game, you're going to have... I can't remember what the heck they were called. But you have Green Team, which is going to be basically the Middle East forces, or Middle East equipment. Which is pretty similar to the frickin' Russian stuff anyway. Maybe they'll have some Chinese stuff. They do have Chinese weapons in here. But you're a mercenary. I'm pretty sure you could buy whatever weapon you want to use from the looks of it. But we'll see. We got plenty of time to get more information about WarDogs. So, let's continue on and watch what the devs want to say. They want to explain the game. If you didn't get it from the trailer, they will explain it here.
WarDogs is a tactical all-out warfare FPS, where 100 players split across 3 teams fight over one control zone. Every 30 seconds, the team with the most players in the control zone earns 1 point. And the first team to reach 100 points wins the match.
A core aspect of WarDogs is the underlying persistent economy. Every life, you're able to build your own custom loadout, purchasing whatever equipment you want to use before heading into the control zone. During a match, players earn in-game cash for completing any team play actions such as killing enemies, reviving teammates, or even skillfully piloting friendly players into the control zone. Everything a player does to help their team earns cash, with profits from each game banked into their account to spend in the next match. Spending big on better equipment is always a risk, as you might not always make a profit, but the right choice at the right time could turn the tide of the battle and yield massive returns. In WarDogs, we don't just encourage team play, we actually reward it. Teamwork always pays, and cash is king.
To maximize your profits and your team's chances of capturing the control zone, you can opt to chase down the hot zone, a moving subzone within the larger control zone that pays out double cash when inside it. Whilst within this hot zone, players also count as double towards their players' team count, meaning you have the potential to swing the outcome of a match and influence explosive firefights with the game's more competitive players.
Roles in WarDogs are entirely player-defined, with every item you add to your loadout offering unique ways to earn cash and experience points. XP is earned across 6 progression tracks and unlocks access to purchasing additional items for your loadout at the in-match vendor. Being a medic, sniper, artillery or ground support, a tank commander or a humble builder. No matter how you want to play, WarDogs gives players the tools to play in their own way and shape a 100% player-driven sandbox.
Squad sizes in WarDogs are unlimited, so no friend ever gets left out when you're trying to decide what game to play in your evenings. Squadding up also provides additional UI, vehicle squad locking for better coordination, and more communication tools, including squad voice chat.
On top of the foundry.
There's also proximity chat
46 northeast.
to help you communicate with your teammates around you or just mess with your enemies' heads.
100 players, 3 teams, fighting over one control zone. Create unique and personal loadouts with whatever weapons, gear, and vehicles you want to use to play your own way. With no restrictions on squad sizes and no traditional lock roles, you're free to play however you want. Capture the control zone or take the hot zone to earn even more in-game cash and bank it into your account to spend the next time that you play. This is WarDogs.
Yes. Very interesting to watch. And like I said, this does remind me of Bad Company, the first game. I don't know how much destructibility they have. They didn't really explain too far into that. But it looks like it's like Battlefield 1 type of destruction, which I have no mind for that. It has more destruction than Battlefield 6 and 4 has ever in their entire existence of development. But anyway, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this game. And we're going to go ahead and watch one more video before we start talking about I already said what I'm excited for. We'll talk about what we have concerns for. Now, I've actually watched some videos that we'll have to talk about because there's some people that has concerns. And I will see you then. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Alright, this video is going to explain what they did. So basically, I'm going to be leaving a link to a video of Big Fry. I'm hoping he doesn't mind if I do that, to his podcast, because he had a podcast interviewing the developers and the CEO of Bulkhead, which is making this game. And I didn't know this, but apparently Bulkhead, since they're kind of working with Team 17, because Team 17 is publishing this game, they're going to be working on Hell Let Loose stuff as well. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's great. This does help them develop this game even further. And let's go ahead and get into it and let them explain what they did. So let me tell you what they did first. They basically they played Arma for a long time. Arma 3, I think it was. And they had a mod, King of the Hill mod, that they liked a lot, and they played a lot of that mod. So they decided they were going to take that game mode and actually make it its main course for this game. Unfortunately, there's no other modes confirmed. Jack Frags did say something about if they have future DLC, it probably will be a extraction survival thing. I really don't want that. I don't really care for that. I'm hoping for like more game modes maybe, or something. I don't mind paying DLC to support this game even further. That means more maps. They will make more maps. They said at launch there's going to be another map that's going to be launching with this game. So let's go ahead and get into this.
My Arma nickname is Samatra. My real name is Andrei Zanin. I'm the original developer and designer of the King of the Hill mod in Arma.
Right from the start, we knew we had to collaborate and work with the original founders of the King of the Hill mod, Sumatra and Roid Rage.
I fell in love with that mod and playing it. The idea of like persistence, all of the actions that you're doing being worth something. What you do in this game matters for the next or the one after, and so on and so on. We never played Arma 3 King of the Hill and said, I just want to make this exactly. Even Sumatra and Roy, I think, would say that there was always more that they wanted to do. WarDogs is a chance to evolve King of the Hill as a game mode.
When I saw the first playable versions of the game here, I realized if it's going to be anything, this is exactly the thing it should be.
And we wanted to sit down and play with them and have that conversation in real time. Things we were looking at in King of the Hill that we liked and wanted to amp up, maybe things that we didn't like so much that we wanted to tone down.
The essence is captured perfectly.
The foundation is there. The core gameplay is there.
And the most important thing for me, I wanted to keep playing.
With King of the Hill and it as a mode, there aren't other examples other than Arma 3 King of the Hill. So the way that people approach that mode, play the mode, engage with it, community aspects, how people play different roles, all of that feedback that we get from them, it was priceless, really.
Since we have so much experience with the project, we have a lot of insight on how different things play out. And I think that's one of the core reasons why Bulkhead hired us.
Whilst we honour that source material, we are looking to build something new and exciting.
We're trying to take that secret sauce from the game mode and bring it to a wider audience. The second-to-second combat is wildly different to Arma. The tools we're able to add, the role items, the equipment you're able to get and use, that's where we can make it a lot more interesting and reward the other roles that aren't just infantry, foot soldier, or being a pilot.
We've actually iterated on the meta progression system. We have our progression tracks and roles.
Really elevating destruction. We want the world to react to you as a player. The world changes, reacts, and evolves as the match is going on. We're bringing building to WarDogs. We're building no two games will ever play the same.
Player-driven, emergent gameplay. The landscape will change based on how players interact with building.
The King of the Hill mode enables us to find that perfect spot between milsim and arcade shooters. If you're a milsim fan, yes, there's things here for you. If you're a Battlefield player, a Call of Duty player, and you want more depth, there's stuff for you too.
It's for shooter fans and everyone else. It's kind of wanted to make a sandbox where your piece of the battle can be just as important as someone else's without you having to pick up a gun and shoot people. It is fundamentally a shooter game, but there's more facets to it than just running gun.
All right, there you have it, the King of the Hill mode that they're going to be running off of. Now, King of the Hill is not really anything new. For younger generations, this is probably completely new as fuck, because back in the day, King of the Hill was kind of a normal freaking mode for old games like Halo and Arma and some other games as well. I looked into it. The first video game was called Core War. It wasn't really a video game. It was a graphical something. And that did not know that's where King of the Hill came from. But anyway. Alright, let's talk about some concerns. And unfortunately, there are concerns about a lot of things. My only concerns is servers, connection to those servers, and bugs. Alright, every game's going to have a bug, you know. It's not like the 90s where games came out with very little to zero bugs. We don't live in those times anymore, and mostly we can't, we really can't do that shit anymore. Now, another thing that the devs said that they're doing, and I do agree with the CEO of the company, I really don't like Unreal Engine 5 as an engine, because it really, it's really, the only thing it's made for is to make the game look pretty. Like, it makes it beautiful, you know? But unfortunately, making something pretty kind of interferes with the gameplay, plus so on and so forth. So what these guys did, they did something different. They built a framework that goes on top of Unreal Engine 5, and I'm really hoping it works out for them I'm hoping. And if it does work out, I think every development team needs to look at WarDogs, if it works, look at WarDogs and go, maybe we should build our own framework and put it on top of Unreal Engine 5 just so the game can actually function. So, yeah, Squad, I'm looking at you. they just like upload the engine of Unreal Engine 5 to an old game, and my God, we have problems. But anyway, so those are my concerns. Those are the only concerns that I have. Is basically just bugs, server connection, and servers in particular. Unfortunately, there are some people that I watched on a different video that, and this guy is a diehard Battlefield person, and he thinks that this game is gonna potentially kill Battlefield. And I don't know how many times I have to tell people that. Even there was one guy that made a comment, and he said directly that this is going to shoot Battlefield in the liver. And I straight up told him, because they said this in Big Fry's podcast when they were in the interview, their intent is not to kill Battlefield or try to go for Battlefield's title. Their intent is to make their own game with its own identity and nothing else. Okay? Now, I understand that if you actually watch these videos, or watch the entire video of this, you'll see, like, features of other video games in it. Like, for example, we've seen... What did we see so far? We see, like, Battlefield Bad Company, Destruction. We see Squad plus Hell Let Loose features in the game. Like, Hell Let Loose, your role makes a freaking difference, and your role gets you paid. You get... For what you do, you get XP and money. For Squad, you can build wherever the hell you want. Well, even though Hell Let Loose does the same thing. And then you have Arma, which is basically the king of the hill of Arma. These guys in Arma's pretty big based, and then we go down to the nitty gritty here. You have like a Tarkov like inventory, and then you have a Counter-Strike type money system to buy weapons and gear so you can go back out again. But it also has some other stuff too. But what I like the most is that, and I'll say this very clearly, they are not going to do microtransactions. There's no battle passes. There's no loot boxes. None of that shit. For you to unlock cosmetics in this game, you got, after you go out of battle, you go back to your, I guess, I don't know, the lobby or main menu. You could buy these gold bars with the money that you earn in these battles, and then you can buy cosmetics with them. So that's pretty cool. I actually support that. I haven't seen a game like this. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'd tell you, like, damn, it's been a long time. I'm honest with you. Let's see, when's the last time? I think Battlefield 3, because loot boxes came in Battlefield 4. This is when, also around the same time as Fortnite started coming out, and then you had PUBG. Before that, you bought stuff through DLCs. Now, I'm asking the developers, are there going to be DLCs? I prefer to pay some DLCs because I want to see this game continue until, I guess, everyone gets freaking bored of it. I guess. I don't think anyone's going to get bored of it too much, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to just like it, or maybe they just... But there's just going to be a lot of grind, okay? You're still going to have grind. You still have to unlock weapons. You still have a progression system in this game. So, hard to say. You know what? It's hard to say if this is dead on arrival or not. I don't think it's going to be dead on arrival. People are looking forward to this. Let's see, the CEO of the company just announced that there's like 200,000 wish listed for this game, which is insane. But anyway, they didn't expect that to just go out and boom. I mean, like, you have like gamers and content creators announcing this game left and freaking right, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and end this real quickly because I know this is going to be like a short Let's Talk. I think it's short. Who knows? But anyway, before I head out, I will talk about the next Let's Talk. Like I said, I wanted to do War Thunder Infantry Let's Talk with a lot of, people saying what they wanted and all this stuff. Even looking through the forums and seeing all these things, and it's still in my mind. It's the only reason why I didn't want to do it. I mean, I wanted to do it, and then I didn't want to do it. I had that like half and half war going in my mind. It's like I want to do this, but then I don't want to do this because there's a lot of things we don't know about War Thunder Infantry. So just so you know, that's the reason why I'm not going to do the video about it anytime soon. I might collect videos or little shorts of stuff and start collecting and so on and so forth. That way I can build it up. But unfortunately, we just don't know enough about the game mode to even, throw out the suggestions, because it started out as a dev server test that went on a live stream, and then it turned into a public play test for content creators. Just so you know, the people that actually got the invitations was mostly content creators. So that's why a lot of us didn't get in, because it technically wasn't for normal people that don't have any type of channels. Alrighty, so this is also going to go on YouTube. Unfortunately, they're going to hate me for using the F word, but you know what? Fuck them. I don't really rely on YouTube, period, because I got a job. Anyway, I think that will be all, and until the next time of Let's Play, I will also leave a link to Big Fry's podcast, so if you guys want to actually listen to that podcast and listen to the developers and the CEO of the company that's making WarDogs, it is very important that you do, because they actually give a lot more information on that interview than you expect. The only way I knew that they were going to do DLCs was from Jack Frags, because Jack Frags asked him in an interview, and they are going to do some DLCs. It's just they're going to be a little bit different. They want to do a game mode DLC, which I think is good, as long as that DLC... Well, actually, no. They should be in current existing maps and so on and so forth. Bobber, stop yammering. So, until next time, peace out.
Those are the trucks. I told you it was a shortcut.
They're crossing the border now. We can't follow them any farther. Where did Hackett go?
There's gold in them little hills!
Shit, that's a neutral zone. Haggard, fall back!
He can't hear you, Sarge. If he could, he wouldn't listen.
I hate to say this, but we have to go and get him back.
Do we really have to go and get him back? I mean, have to?
Move out.